What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I'd like to talk about All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey and why Jalen Ramsey to the Atlanta Falcons is still on the table. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey and why Jalen Ramsey to the Atlanta Falcons is still on the table. So as you guys know, the Miami Dolphins did put Jalen Ramsey on the trading block. I'm not too sure the reason of why they're looking to get rid of Jalen Ramsey, but I do believe that the Atlanta Falcons still have a chance to possibly get Jalen Ramsey. The reason that I state this is recently I did a video a couple days ago that it was reported by Jeremy Fowler, insider of the NFL, that the Falcons were interested in Jair Alexander, being that he had familiarity with Jerry Gray and with Justin Hood, who's currently on our coaching staff. And when the Atlanta Falcons hired Raheem Morris last offseason, one of the first players to speak out and state that he really loved playing for Raheem Morris was All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey. He did play for Raheem Morris as his defensive coordinator with the LA Rams. They were able to capture a Super Bowl together. And I really feel like Jalen Ramsey wants to be an Atlanta Falcons, This is my speculation. I haven't heard anything, but we know that Jalen Ramsey has a really close relationship with Raheem Morris. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons somehow pull the trigger on getting Jalen Ramsey to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the biggest hurdle, I believe, in this deal is Jalen Ramsey's big contract. Now, what I'm thinking is if the Atlanta Falcons are able to bring in Jalen Ramsey via trade, we probably will have to get rid of one of our assets currently on this roster, maybe some draft capital, or the Miami Dolphins may cut Jalen Ramsey because they've already stated that they're looking to get rid of him. And it could be a Jair Alexander situation all over again, similar to what we seen last week when the Packers surprisingly released Jair Alexander. I could see the same thing happening with a Jalen Ramsey. If they don't get the trade capital that they want over there in Miami, they could easily cut Jalen Ramsey. And at that point, he could come to the Atlanta Falcons on a shorter term deal, similar to what we've seen out of Jair Alexander with the Baltimore Ravens, where he signed a $4 million deal. And that was because he had a long-term deal with the Green Bay Packers. But they basically tore up that contract when they decided to cut or release Jair Alexander. So I could see a similar thing happening with the Jalen Ramsey. If no team bites on the trade value that the Miami Dolphins want and they really want him off the team, they could easily release him. And at that point, Jalen Ramsey could sign with whatever team he wants, similar to what we just saw with Jair Alexander, signing with the Baltimore Ravens. And I really feel like if it was up to Jalen Ramsey, if money wasn't an issue, I could easily see him, if he's released or cut for any reason, I could see him wanting to play for Raheem Morris and our Atlanta Falcons. Now, I would love to have Jalen Ramsey on our roster because he is a guy that takes the football away, 24 career interceptions, a guy that's very physical at the point of attack, is very good tackler, a guy that's a Super Bowl champion, so he has that experience. He could come in and help some of the younger guys that we brought in, the Billy Bowmans of the world, the Xavier Watts of the world. And he's also a guy that's very familiar with Raheem Morris's scheme on defense, a guy that flourished under Raheem Morris's coaching and under that cover 3 style defense. And because he's one of those guys that, like I stated, is a ball hawk, we know that this Atlanta Falcons defense under Jeff Ulbrich is going to be about taking the football away, similar to what we've seen under Dan Quinn early in the 2016, 2015, 2017 when Dan Quinn was here. And I expect this offense to be, I expect this defense to be similar to what we saw under Dan Quinn. when he was with our Atlanta Falcons. So I definitely still think that the Jalen Ramsey deal could still be on the table. I really feel like it's just going to come down to getting this contract to the, getting a reasonable contract for him if he wants to be an Atlanta Falcon. And it's going to come down to what the Miami Dolphins decide to do. Now, the Dolphins could easily keep Jalen Ramsey on their roster like till the midway point of the season before the trade deadline if they don't get the trade value that they want, similar to what the Falcons did with Kirk Cousins. But personally, I don't know if I see that happening because from what I hear, things are not really on good terms with the Dolphins. They're on rocky soil there. So I really think that they want to get him out of the building and possibly get him to another destination. And I really personally just feel like Jalen Ramsey wants to be an Atlanta Falcon because he's familiar with Raheem Morris. The rumors has been that lately the Pittsburgh Steelers are another team that's really interested in him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him sign with Pittsburgh because Raheem Morris and Mike Tomlin are really close as well. So I'm really thinking like if he's went through some back channels and talked to Raheem Morris and for some reason he can't get to the Atlanta Falcons, the next team I could see him going to would be the Pittsburgh Steelers because Raheem Morris and Mike Tomlin are like brothers. They started out in Tampa Bay together on that coaching staff. Those guys are really close as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go play for a close friend of Raheem Morris and Mike Tomlin as well. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Jalen Ramsey. Do you believe that there's still a chance he could sign with the Atlanta Falcons? I personally think that there's a really good chance that he could end up in the Atlanta Falcons just for the mere fact that his interest and his relationship with Raheem Morris and also Terry Fontenot proving that he's not done making big splashes with them trying to go get Jair Alexander. That tells me that they're not trying to sit, and leave the roster as what it currently is. They're still trying to make this roster better. And Jalen Ramsey would be a guy that would improve this roster. So with that being said, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button for your boy. We're on the road to 3,000 and beyond. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.